Welcome to this edition of The Forum. I'm your host, Sheila Evans. Here on The Forum, we highlight interesting and important achievements of programs and events within our school system and community. Today's show is no exception. Things get underway with Dr. Joni Gnip. She is the Executive Director of the Cape Fear Raptor Center and will tell us about the center and what they do. Then Leanne Lampley joins us. She is the new principal of the International School at Gregory Elementary. We will learn a little bit about her and her plans for the school. And finally, Victoria Minshew, teacher at College Park, and Dr. Lynn Sikma, professor at UNC Wilmington, stop in the studio. They will tell us about an award they received for prioritizing STEM and implementing a STEM resource lab at College Park. It's another great edition of The Forum, so stick around. We'll get right back with our guests after this short break.
What state am I?
I'm the largest state east of the Mississippi River. My nickname is the Peach State. The 1996 Summer Olympics were held here. Do you know who I am? If you guessed Georgia, you're right. I received statehood in 1788.
This United States factoid has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools on the Learning Network of the Cape Fear.
Who was president? The year 1881. He declared war on the leading faction of his own party. He began prosecution of frauds in the U.S. Postal Service. He was shot by a disappointed office seeker. If you guessed James A. Garfield, you're right. He was the 20th President of the United States. This presidential pop quiz has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools on the Learning Network, Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
Teen Court Program. Teen Court is an alternative system of justice where first-time teen offenders are tried by their peers for misdemeanor offenses. Student volunteers from local high schools assume the roles of the court staff, empowering them to take responsibility for problems of crime and violence in their schools and community. If you know someone who may benefit from Teen Court or would like to become involved, contact the Community Mediation Center on the web or by calling 362-8000.
I am joined by Dr. Joni Gnip. She's the founder and executive director and veterinarian for the Cape Fear Raptor Center. And she has a special guest with her today. And this is Opie.
This is Opie.
And he is?
He's a 3-year-old red-tailed hawk.
Okay.
And he says, I'm gonna maybe fly somewhere right now. He's an education bird. Hold on, buddy. For the Raptor Center. He's a bird that was injured with a broken wing and can't fly well enough now to be released. So he does education presentations with us.
Gotcha. And he likes just hanging out, huh?
Yep, he does.
So what is the mission of the Raptor Center?
So we basically have kind of 3 parts of our mission. The first is to rehabilitate injured birds of prey, which are eagles, hawks, falcons, owls, ospreys, vultures. And then our next part is to conserve the environment, try to make sure that we take care of the environment that these birds rely on. And then the third thing, which we do probably 50% of, is educate the public on why these birds are important and why their environment is really important.
Maybe
not only
hears
to
that
them,
rain on the roof.
yeah, not only to them, but also to us as citizens.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
So what happens when they come to the center?
So they come to us for various reasons. Some of them are traumatic injuries, hit by cars. Some of them are illnesses from poisoning. So we deal with a lot of lead poisoning. We deal with a lot of rodenticide poisoning from eating mice that have been poisoned with bait to kill the mice. The owls are notorious for that. The owls eat hundreds to thousands of mice a year, and so when they see a mouse that's either slow moving and dying or dead, they go down and eat it, and so they get poisoned themselves. We see a lot of gunshot wounds, people that have shot the birds. This bird right here, a red-tailed hawk, is known as a chicken hawk. They're very good at taking chickens and eating them. It's part of their survival, and so people think, you know, when they're going after their chickens, that one of the ways to help that is to shoot them, and they're federally protected, so we get a lot of those in.
How can people help the birds that you take care of?
So twofold. One, if you see a bird, call us. We have tactics and ways for you to bring them to us safely. And 2, look at your environment, look at what's around you, and realize that you're so important to preserving and protecting that environment. Right now is nesting season for us, so the birds are nesting. We've received tons of babies in because people are cutting down trees. They're getting ready for the summer. They're cleaning up the areas. They see trees leaning. They don't want it to fall on their shed, so they cut down the tree. Well, down with the tree comes all the babies.
Right.
So just really being aware of your environment.
Gotcha. So you mentioned that he's an education bird. What kind of events or what do you guys do together?
So we do a ton of stuff. One, we go to major events like the Cape Fear Wildlife Expo, Blueberry Festival. We're at all those major events. But then we also do outreach to schools. We have a whole education department that goes to anywhere from pre-K daycares all the way up to biology classes in high school. We see women's book groups. We really go to anybody that's interested in what our mission is and what these birds' plight is. And so we do that. The other thing that we do is we host birthday parties at the Raptor Center. We do private tours. And we also do something called Spread Your Wings events, where on certain days of the week or the weekend, people can come in and do a tour, learn some stuff about the birds, and then actually see all of our birds up close.
Cool. So what's your favorite part of being a veterinarian and working with birds of prey?
Oh, geez, all of it, really. The unique part is that, one, you take a wild animal that is by nature scared of you, and they seem to know that you're there to help them. And so they trust you for that little while you care for them, and then you get to release them back into the wild and let them go back to having, you know, babies and taking care of species that they need to eat to keep mice populations at normal numbers and all the things that make them important. So it's really fulfilling to kind of see that circle of life come through.
So you've had the center for a while. What's your maybe 5-year goal?
So our 5-year goal, 10-year goal is, right now the center is based out of the animal hospital that I own, Rocky Point Animal Hospital. So when you come there, if it's during the middle of a day, we are busy doing patients for Rocky Point Animal Hospital too. So our goal is to get a freestanding building that's an education center, so that the public in this area and really from the local, you know, state area can come visit, see the birds, learn educational stuff. We'll have a free flight show there, so they can really just get the atmosphere and the amazingness of the birds without the hospital being part of it.
Right. So if people want to come visit the center, what do they have to do?
So go to our website, which is www.capefearraptorcenter.org. On there we have all of our education events. We have all the places we're going to be. We have our Spread Your Wings events that you can register for. We have private tours that you can register for. And so through all that, we'll have our education and event coordinators call you and set it up once you register, and you can come see all. We have 9 education birds.
I was just going to say, how many do you have right now?
Yeah, we have 9. We have a bunch of owls, hawks, an eagle, so a bunch of birds that they can see.
So the ones that don't remain with you as educational, are they well enough to be released?
Correct, yep. They are well enough to be released.
And he was shot, is that
He
right?
was shot and had a broken left wing.
Okay.
Yep, and so he can fly, but he can't fly well enough. And I always educate people. When I ask people what's required to make these birds be releasable, and they say they need to fly, they actually need to be able to hunt. If they can't hunt effectively, they can't eat. Yeah. And so if he can't fly well enough to catch his prey, he's not going to be able to eat, and then he'll starve to death.
So he's got a good life with you, teaching people to take care of him.
Absolutely, he does.
Now, your eagle that you have, what happened to him?
So it's a male, and he's an electrocution bird. He flew into power lines, electrocuted his wings. We have him for the next year, trying to get him rehabilitated to release. But he's having some really problems growing feathers and healthy at the area where he was electrocuted. And so then he'll stay with us and be an education bird.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And then you said you have some hawks? We
have some other hawks. We have an osprey that's an education bird, which is really neat to this area because there's so many osprey around. He's glove trained just like Opie is and goes to events with us. We have a turkey vulture, which are kind of, people think yucky, but they're
awesome though.
So amazing, and they're so important. We have a barn owl, a great horned owl, a barred owl, 2 red-shoulder hawks.
Oh, wow.
So we have a whole bunch of different species that people can see and learn because each one's really unique to their own species.
Right. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Gannett, thank you so much for bringing Opie in.
You're
this was
welcome.
fun. We don't get to have moving guests very often.
Yes.
We'll be back in a few minutes right after these messages.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Now it's time for This Week in Bad Stats.
Bad stats?
Horrible stats. Here goes. 132.
That's how many batters struck out 4 times in one game last season.
Wow, very good. Here's a tough one, though. 3 and 4.
No idea.
That's how many kids witness bullying. 3 out of 4.
That's not a good stat.
No, it's not, but it can change. Kids want to help, but they don't know how. Visit stopbullying.gov and give them the tools they need to help prevent bullying.
There are plenty of safe ways kids can help at stopbullying.gov.
Let's see what's for lunch today. What are you having?
Tacos, great. We had meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and peas.
What's this? Looks good.
We had beef stew, noodles, pudding, and whole milk.
You know, today's school lunches are more nutritious and have better variety.
They're totally awesome.
It is definitely not your parents' school lunch anymore.
A message from the American School Food Service Association.
I am joined by Leanne Lampley. She is the principal of the International School at Gregory. Leanne, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Moore County, about 3 hours from here, and I have been in education for about 18 years. I have been a 4th, 5th, and 6th grade teacher.
Well, there you go.
And I have 2 gorgeous, beautiful daughters.
Okay. Tell us what's bringing you here to New Hanover County.
First of all, the beach. We've
there you go.
always wanted to live at the beach, and when this opportunity came up, I thought this is perfect for us because I opened the only dual language school in my county, and when I saw this opportunity, I just knew this was right up my alley. My oldest daughter's graduating from high school, so UNC Wilmington might be a possibility for her.
That'd be nice, huh?
And then my little one is real excited. She's going to 6th grade, so she will also be a rising 6th grader at Gregory. So when I saw the opportunity, it was just a perfect fit.
And it's going to be a Spanish immersion program, correct?
Spanish immersion.
Why
yes.
is that so important?
And well, the way I feel about dual language, it opens opportunities and doors for children that have never had those opportunities before. Today, being competitive in the global society is very important. And when you think about the job market in the future, we want all of our kids to be competitive. I gave the example earlier that when you have 2 children competing for the same job, and one's bilingual and one's not, more than likely the one that's bilingual is going to get that opportunity.
Makes sense.
Yes, and the younger they are, the faster they learn it. So it's a prime time for them to learn the language.
So is the school that you opened in Moore County Spanish immersion?
Yes, it is. We use the 90-10 model there.
Okay.
So 90% of the day they hear Spanish, 10% of the day English. So this model's a little bit different. It's 50-50, but also 50%. One day they will have Spanish, one day they'll have English. So they'll be fully immersed 50% of the time, every other day. They'll have Spanish.
So can you share any plans that you have for Gregory?
Well, right now the plans are to get into Gregory. We're merging 2 wonderful schools. I've heard about the International School at Gregory and Forest Hills, and those 2 cultures both bring ideas, and I'm looking forward to merge those cultures together so that we can be a fabulous school.
Okay. What do you look forward to most as being principal with a new situation?
The challenge. I've been a principal for 7 years in the same building, and every day is exciting. Every day is exciting. No day's the same. But coming to, first of all, a new county with new parents, new children, I guess the first thing I'm looking forward to is just getting to know everybody, finding out what's important, what's important to the Gregory parents, what's important to Forest Hills parents, and let's merge those cultures, reach out to our community, and just make a strong environment for everybody.
Do you have any idea what your enrollment's expected to be?
I'm not quite sure right now, but I think it's looking really good.
Is there a district for Gregory, or will it truly be just a choice
It's
school?
a magnet school,
Okay.
so what I've heard, we bus from beach to battleship.
Okay. That is true.
Yes.
I just know that once upon a time it did have, you know,
yes.
the
Yes.
neighborhood
As far as I
surrounding.
know, right now it is a magnet school, so we are. The applications have been out there, and our enrollment looks really good.
So you'll have a full schoolhouse.
Yes.
What do you look forward to most with your journey here to Wilmington?
I think just like I said, getting to know the area, getting to know people. I'm a people person. I like to talk. I like to meet new people, and just reaching out and finding out what's important to everybody and build on those cultures. That's what I love to do.
And what grade level is the school going to be?
It's going to be K6
K6
next year, and hopefully we'll keep adding each year after that.
Adding grade, like
Adding,
7?
I'm thinking maybe adding 7th the next, and then 8th the next year. I think that I'm correct on that.
Is there room in that building for that?
I think the building is pretty big.
Okay.
It's, when I've been in, there's 3 stories and an elevator. I was pretty impressed with the size. I know that there's some folks that are there now, maybe housing different parts
Gotcha.
of different other different
Other programs.
Yes,
and,
things like
gotcha.
that throughout the county might be using the building.
Gotcha.
But we'll make room.
Gotcha.
It's like bring the children, and we will build it. They will come.
There you go. What do you think will be your biggest challenge?
Wow. There's always challenges
Sure.
with being a principal. I think, again, I don't see it as a negative challenge, but just getting to know what's important to everybody, and being successful is not going to be a hard thing, because I've seen the program in action. I know it's a wonderful thing for kids, and I always put the interests of children, you know, at heart at first. So, you know, I guess the biggest challenge is just getting to know the 2 cultures and building that school. It's like truly a brand new school.
Right,
So.
right. Will all the staff in the office be totally immersed in Spanish?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. We welcome you to start the new school year in August. That'll
Thank
be
you.
exciting. Hope your
Yes.
girls do well.
Yes.
Maybe your oldest daughter will choose UNCW.
Maybe so.
She'll be a Seahawk. We'll be back in a few minutes, right after these messages. Good deal.
What if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything familiar becomes anything but? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed today. Learn how at ready.gov.
My hopes right now are just to go out there and play the perfect show.
You have to make choices.
We want to do this. We want this.
I have 2 guests with me next. To my immediate left, I have Dr. Lynn Sikma, and far left, I have Victoria Minshew, and we are here to talk about College Park and the STEM program relationship between the 2 of you. So the university does a lot of stuff with a bunch of schools.
We do.
Why is this partnership so unique?
I was serving as a university supervisor for interns this semester, and Mrs. Minshew had one of my interns, and she was also site coordinator for College Park, so she was kind of overseeing all of the interns that I had placed there. So I got to know her through working with her in that capacity, and found out that she loves science and she loves STEM, and we hit it off really well. And I knew I wanted to work with her in some capacity. I just wasn't quite sure what. And then serendipitously, the PDS office at UNCW announced that there was a Partnership in Action award that we could apply for, which was a $2,500 award that was given to a faculty member who was working with either a teacher or a school within our large 147 school partnership. And so I approached Vicki and I said, hey, what can you do with $2,500? And she said a lot. So we kind of talked about what we could do, and the project kind of organically grew from that.
Describe the project for us.
So Vicki won her $2,500 award, and what we're going to do with that is she's going to create some STEM kits for College Park and kind of create a STEM resource lab. And the hope is that she'll be able to not only implement the kits into her own classroom, but also into other classrooms. So she can go in, teach in those classrooms, show the teachers how to use the kits, how to use them with their own students, implement them with the STEM night. So kind of expanding STEM at College Park.
Okay. Well, let's jump to you. We keep saying STEM, STEM, STEM. What does it stand for?
STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math.
Okay. All right. And why do you think it should be such a priority in schools?
STEM should be a priority in schools because it is part of our daily lives. It is in everything that the children will do in their future.
Good point. And tell us how this is going to benefit the students at College Park.
We have very little STEM resources at our school. The kit itself that we put together will enable teachers to take literature that they already use in the classroom and apply a STEM activity with the literature.
Okay. Now we talked about the teachers. How does it benefit them?
The teachers, seeing that textbooks are now online, they do not have a lot of STEM resources. And many teachers are a little confused at times mixing up art and a STEM activity. The STEM activity should encompass the engineering design process. So giving teachers a ready-made kit that they can connect with something they're already doing in the classroom will not only enhance their own instruction, but also excite the children in doing the activities.
Okay. Keep talking about the kits. Tell me what a kit looks like.
For example, if you take the story of the tortoise and the hare.
Okay.
All the children, they learn the fables, they talk about it in literature.
Sure.
You could take 2 bottles, 1 bottle of water, 1 that is empty, and design a ramp and have the bottles roll down just to see if the tortoise or the hare will win the race. And then the children can take some of the water out of the bottle to see if it will allow the bottle to travel further down the ramp. Something that simple, everyday materials.
Anything jump to mind with like the older students, like 5th graders?
Oh yes, I teach 5th grade.
Oh well, there we go.
So yes ma'am. So that alone, they could actually find, they could design towers and design one that not is just the tallest, but also has the greatest volume.
Very good.
Where they could house a lot of things.
Now, did I understand you all correctly? There'll be 1 kit, or that the goal is, there's going to be 1?
Several.
Oh, several.
Our goal is several. At least 1 or more per grade level.
And then they each would incorporate or have this. Will there be any instruction to teach them how
Yes.
it matches with the standard course of study and such?
Yes, I will also be conducting staff development with teachers where I can go into their classroom and show them a lesson if I'm not already doing it after school with the teachers themselves. I can do it with their children.
Any visions of this turning into like Science Olympiad kind of stuff?
I coach Science Olympiad as well,
Wow,
so
what a surprise.
that is right. So it all comes together. All of it comes together. But I would love to see STEM as part of a regular schedule in the elementary schools. Getting children started at such a young age, excitement. They are so excited to do any type of activity with STEM, which will allow them to pursue jobs in their future.
And do you see that in the future, do you think?
Yes,
It
ma'am.
Becoming a regular, I mean, we're going to have to
Yes,
be
we have
competitive.
art, music, physical education. STEM needs to be in the elementary schools as an I wouldn't say an elective, itinerant special as well on a daily basis.
Very good, very good. Do you envision like any after-school classes or, club kind of things?
Our school, we have clubs every Monday. for about 45 minutes, and STEM we would like to have as one of our clubs every Monday.
Now, they always talk about how STEM is not girl heavy, so to speak, that it's not a lot of females. Do you see that changing? Are you hoping to change that at this level so that they're thinking that way going forward?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have something you want to say about that?
No, the more women we can get into STEM, the better, because there definitely is a shortage, as well as you know, minorities, and so.
Yes.
Do you feel like this might be a catalyst to some of that change?
Yes. Not all children can memorize all the facts that are required, but they know how to problem solve in their mind and work with their hands to create a solution to a problem, even if they cannot articulate it.
Gotcha. What else would be on your wish list?
Besides having STEM as a regular special every week, just the resources where teachers feel comfortable coming and using it.
Good.
Just a resource.
And as a science educator, you know, I'd really like to see the teachers just be more comfortable in teaching STEM and teaching science, because typically it's an area that a lot of teachers have phobias with, so yeah.
Well, you ladies are bringing it to the forefront at College Park.
Yes, we are.
Great. Thanks for stopping in and sharing that information. And we'll be back in a few minutes, right after these messages. Good.
Listen up, Energy Hogs. We got a real porker of a house here. Get in there and waste some energy.
There's no insulation, boss. It's hog heaven.
Leaky windows, too. This is gonna be a breeze. Perfect. Go wild and waste some wattage.
Time to tan. Oh, there's hot water for just one pair of pants. My kind of place.
Wow, this thing's so old it's gonna take me hours to get dry.
Keep wasting. They'll never know what hit them till they get the energy bill.
What the? Boss, they're home! And they've got energy-efficient bulbs!
You've got the power to get rid of energy hogs. You can help your parents add insulation, put in Energy Star appliances, and lots of other things to make your home hog-free. Find out how at energyhog.org and play fun games, too.
Oh, retreat! Retreat!
Go to energyhog.org and get the energy hogs out of your home.
Hey, wait for me!
Someone dies from melanoma every hour in the U.S. That's why you should cover up and wear a high SPF sunscreen whenever you work or play outdoors. You need it more than you think.
We hope you've enjoyed our program today. For more information on the Cape Fear Raptor Center, you can call 687-6888 or visit their website at capefearraptorcenter.org. Now, if you ever have any questions about the topics we discussed here on the show today, please call the school system's public relations office at 254-4180 or check out the school system's website at www.nhcs.net. I'm Sheila Evans, and thanks for joining me today.